you had to buy the house without an inspection, is that correct?
Right.
Yeah.
This is one big job.
We were reassured that everything in this house was completed and it was up to code.
This is all wrong. Everything, the basement's wrong, everything the person touching this house is wrong. It's just disgusting. Eiman and Benafsha were engaged a couple of years. Lived with her parents to save money to buy their first home. They got married, and that's exactly what they did. However, they didn't get a home inspection. Was that smart? Well, let me tell you, after living in the house for 2 weeks, things started to fall apart, and they started to notice things were wrong. I'm gonna ask some questions, get some answers, and I'm gonna make it right.
We were looking for a place closer to the downtown core of the city. We were actually looking at purchasing a condo. However, we were both thinking about our future and possibly having kids, so we needed something with a little bit more space, so we decided to look a little bit outside of the city. And that's when we decided to go for a smaller bungalow, which was a similar concept as a condo, but we also had our own backyard and we had more space.
And when we found this place, we liked the fact that the whole home was renovated. Everything was brand new. The basement was, most of it was finished. So it had a lot of stuff that we were looking for. At the time that we were buying this home, there were many other people wanting to get it also. So we ended up going with the selling agent. So it was one agent between the seller and the buyer.
What we were told when we were putting in an offer on this house is if we had put any specific conditions besides financing, that we wouldn't be able to get this house. So she basically told us not to put in getting an inspection or anything else done on this house before we took it over.
Once you want something, you kind of put everything else aside and you think, you know what, it'll be okay.
So we took her advice. She said, you know, we were reassured that everything in this house was completed and it was up to code.
Eiman.
Yes.
I'm Mike. Nice to meet you. And Benafsha.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
Nice to meet you.
The people that renovated the home, this is what they do as a business. They flip homes. And this is not the first home she's sold for them. So she reassured us that we've never had problems. The home has been fully renovated. Everything is up to date. We believed her, so.
I was told that you had to buy the house without an inspection. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah, that was
That was their condition.
their condition, yeah.
Don't you kind of find that funny?
At the time?
At the time, no, we didn't, because we
were
just
more
wanted it.
excited.
Yeah.
That's where I come in. That's where I'm nervous. Did they pull out electrical permit, plumbing permit, structural permit?
Yeah.
Totally renovated.
Exactly.
I love that saying.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do is just do a quick scan. I want you to look up at your roof. We've been snowing now for the last couple hours, right? Mm-hmm. Look at your neighbor's roof.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Let's
I didn't
turn
know.
around, look at across the street. What we're looking for in the winter, especially when it's snowing, is snow on the roof.
Right.
And if you don't have snow on your roof, what does that tell you?
Heat loss.
And lots of it. Now, I hear you have a leak.
Yes.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to go see that. So why don't we go inside and you can tell me all about it.
When we got our first rainfall, we actually had water coming down from our pod lights. And it actually seemed like somebody had turned on a tap upstairs in the attic.
I hear you did something.
Yes,
Did you fix it?
Me and my father-in-law, we actually went up onto the roof and I actually went up into the attic and put a bowl right where the water was dripping to kind of collect some of that water.
Until you fixed it, okay. See these two tracks? They're electrical tracks. Okay, that appears to be coming from the bathroom. This is not how we do electrical. A cord like this, which is an extension cord, you don't run it through the wall, you don't run it up through a track in behind the metal that's tight against the wall and then tying it into powering up the fan that doesn't exhaust anything anywhere. So that tells me whoever did it is just a handyman.
So in the first month, we had all of our plugs, and the rewiring was done horribly where he was getting shocked. Our furnace broke down, and then we realized some of the outlets weren't working at all.
Okay, that doesn't work.
We actually contacted the previous owners. We gave them a whole list and said, you know, you need to come in and fix all this stuff.
One of the things that we found out with the person that they actually sent over was, I asked him, are you licensed to do all this stuff? He said, no, I'm just their handyman. I do everything all around the house. I had him leave pretty quickly. I said, you know what, just leave it alone. It's okay, I'll get somebody else to come in and fix this.
Okay, so I'll take a quick look at what we've done here, since this is all bragged about a brand new basement. Okay, so...
That's our rough-in washroom.
Okay, now, this is for the sink, this is for the toilet. So they built up a pedestal for the toilet. And by the way, that pedestal is not going to work. Let's go to overhang it. This is a standard short bowl toilet. Now, one, it's changed the height that you're gonna sit on, which you really shouldn't do. You broke open the floor. Shouldn't you set the right height for the toilet? And how are you gonna make the toilet fit? Rough-in bathroom, awesome. Totally awesome. Rough-in shower, don't use it. What's gonna stop water from getting on that drywall once you tile that wall?
Nothing.
The grout will actually absorb moisture. Moisture travels from wet to dry. So it gets wet, it tries to move its way out, will get into the drywall, work its way up the drywall, and do what?
Turn into mold.
It sure will. If you're gonna tile, you should use a concrete backer board of some sort, something that's gonna last forever. Totally wrong, it's gotta come down. Totally wrong. So let's take a look at your kitchen. Is the idea that you can rent this out, so, right? You can save money. Well, there's rules when it comes to a basement. There must be a fire stop in between this floor and that floor, and we need a window you can get your body out of. And your windows are too small for that size. This is not a legal basement apartment. Let's see the furnace room.
Just watch your head.
Where's that from? Is that a vent? Oh my God. This is the kitchen drain. The rough-in kitchen. There's no air behind water. That drain wraps around to the back wall, goes in behind the furnace, continues out, and ties right in under the sink. Everything about this plumbing right here is 100% against code. Here we have a down run, okay? There's the drain from the kitchen, absolute no-no. Here's air behind water. Look how they did this. So there's their joint from ABS to lead. What's the joint? 1,001 uses for duct tape. If they did this, what else did they do? So that leads me into all kinds of other concerns here. You've got problems. This tile, I'm pretty damn sure has asbestos. It's the size of the tile, it's a 9x9 tile, and if anybody's messed with this, they put the spores in the air, and you don't want to breathe in asbestos. Why?
It'll make you sick.
It can kill you. Mold is nothing compared to asbestos. Now I'm gonna start looking for anything else, because based on the year, you have it. There it is right there.
Oh,
you see that board?
Oh.
That's a fire protection board above the ductwork.
Yeah.
That fire protection board is asbestos.
Oh. If we knew then what we know now, initially we probably wouldn't have purchased this home. We probably would have been still searching and gotten something that we were comfortable with.
I don't know about you. Are you nervous?
I'm very nervous.
I'm nervous. I already have a really bad feeling. Do you know how much it's gonna cost to fix this house? This is a little house. All wrong. The visual things that stand out, home inspectors will see. If Eiman and Benafsha had got a home inspector, they wouldn't have bought this house. Period. I talked to both the homeowners, and I said to them about this tree. It's just one thing. You're going to want to move this tree. I mean, the tree is going to grow into about a 40-foot tall pine tree. It's beautiful. It's great when it's small, but don't plant trees near the house. So I asked them, if you like the tree, put it out in the middle of your grass. You see, our soffit runs on an angle. We do have a perforated section here and here. That's two sections allowing that air movement to get in. I'm pretty sure there's no wood up there, much like we see next door, which is a wood soffit with 3 locations of air getting in. Based on the age of the house, that's how they used to be, and then someone comes in and puts up a metal soffit to make it look better and keep the critters out. Well, I only have 2 locations that are going to give me air, and that may not be enough. So as far as I'm concerned, that's one issue. You can see the icicles we have. It's been snowing all day, and we still have no snow on the roof. Obviously, we do have heat loss in the house. You saw the pot lights on the inside. I can just imagine how much heat's coming into that attic just from the pot lights, never mind possibly not enough insulation. So since there's no snow on the roof, that amount of heat is melting that snow. By the time it gets to the edge, it's what we call an ice dam, and it's already forming. We have the icicles. Is it an issue? Yes, the weight of that ice alone, never mind is it not controlling water anymore, but the weight of the ice alone will pull off the eaves trough right off the side of the house, not to mention icicles coming down on your head. Just want to take a quick look, since I have my ladder, see what they did to the roof. So ice is about a foot up. So here's how they fixed the roof. They went up with a caulking gun, and they caulked almost every single rain line on this side of the house. All the shingles are starting to cup. The roof does need to be done. All right, I'm gonna get the rest of my tools, and we'll go inside. The magic tool that every home inspector needs. Wow, see what I'm seeing? I'm gonna put my money on it. That's metal studded wall on an exterior wall. And the reason I'm seeing it so good, because it's a metal, and that metal's in behind the drywall, and the cool's in behind the drywall, and the cool's cooling the stud and showing it right through the drywall. Another reason I say don't use metal studs on an exterior wall. Use them on an interior wall if you want. So this is the area, where's my ladder? Now, minimum code is minimum code, right? You know I don't like minimum code, so what don't I see? Vapor barrier. I do see insulation, which is good. How thick is that insulation? It's not an R12. It's a very thin insulation, as a matter of fact. And I'm correct, it's a metal stud. It's not to minimum code, which is really a sucky thing. I made a little bit of a mess here. Nothing I can't fix. I already know I'm gutting the basement. Cold spot. Right there. Oh, it's like they moved that insulation out to get around that pot light. I've got this structure thing in my head. Open concept. We know for sure that there was a wall here. That's for sure. Somebody's opened this just to give that illusion. But as you follow this line across, what it does is it doesn't carry over the wall. If this beam is carrying load, it needs to be supported by structure beneath it. Without it, the center of this house will sag, creating cracks and eventually real problems. Now, I really can't tell until I go in the attic, because if there's trusses up there, it's just an attic, it's not a second floor. But if there's trusses, roof trusses, then the weight's displaced to the outside of the house. I don't have to worry about the inside wall. But in an older home, normally it's handmade rafters with collar ties and ceiling joists. So then we'd have a beam in the basement, which, you know, I start thinking back. I was in the basement, I didn't see much of a beam. Is it enclosed in that wall? Is it right here where this wall is? They've opened all this up. You get where I'm going with this? Is there a structural problem? I'll be checking. No, that's a joke. That's ridiculous. Jeez, places I get to go. A home inspector wouldn't want to come into this one. There's nowhere near enough insulation in this attic. It's warm up here. It's sub-zero outside and it's actually warm. Insulation's moved everywhere. You can see it. Wherever there's a pot light, look at it. No wonder my camera picked it up, that it was cold all around the pot lights. There's no real water issues, and I'm surprised, because that shingle's in really bad shape. So more than likely it was coming through some bad areas. There's no real signs of it, but it's not molding, and that's a good sign. However, everything else is wrong. We do have a junction in the ceiling that really should have a receptacle cover on it. And I'll tell you another thing, there is no ground in this wire, so none of the pot lights are grounded. Okay, never mind the insulation's moved and we're leaking through not enough insulation. This is paper. Very dry, very brittle. If I took my lighter out right now and I lit that up, it would just go poof. So when you put that in an area where we have electrical issues, such as this open junction box with no ground whatsoever, what do you expect, man? You know, no wonder we have electrical fires in the attic. No wonder there's no snow on this roof. Now remember I talked about open concept downstairs. It was all in the real estate papers. Well, they opened up walls. Now, if you look at these rafters, these are what we call ceiling joists. We are sistered at this point with approximately a 4-inch overlap. And as we continue, because there's not enough insulation, I can see every single one of them. That tells me I need a structure load downstairs. Obviously, I don't have that. That means we have a structural issue on top of the rest of this. It's just disgusting. You know, who comes up here, does this kind of work? This is people that don't care. They just throw this out of the way, slap this in. Who cares about the electrical wire? Quick, boom, get down there, plaster it. This is all wrong. Everything, the basement's wrong. Everything, the person touching this house is wrong. Nobody seemed to care about it, because if they cared about it, this installation would not be like this. They would not ever play with paper against electrical or dare mess with electrical in this way without getting a permit. Do you know how much it's gonna cost to fix this house? This is a little house, a little house. All right, I'm not in a good mood. In the real estate, there was no inspector.
Yeah.
So in the real estate papers, it was like, well, totally renovated, new electrical, new plumbing, new.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding. I'm not even exaggerating. It's not. It's a total flip. So let's get ready. This is going to be a lot of work. Brian.
Hey, Mike.
I want to say thank you so much for coming so fast. Now, all I've seen is the vinyl tile and the board over top of the furnace. I haven't seen anything else, but I'm curious what you have found.
The only asbestos we see is the transite board above the furnace and the VAT, vinyl asbestos tile. There's no asbestos in the plaster or any of the stuccos in this house. So this can all be done type 1 removal. We're going to do it a modified type 1.
When you say modified, what do you mean?
Type 1 means that a guy can wear a suit and a half-face respirator and do this removal with a drop sheet.
So there's no major concern of I guess, spores or fibers in the air.
Exactly.
Unless
Because
what?
this type of asbestos can't become airborne unless you drill or saw it.
So turn it into powder?
That's correct. It makes it airborne. That's when it can hurt you.
Okay, so what I want to do today, and you got to give me the okay on that, is to literally, the homeowners don't know yet, but gut the basement.
Yes.
So I can go ahead and do that as long as I don't disturb the tile and or board.
That's correct.
Okay, we're gonna be doing a lot of work today, so let's try and keep the floors clean. We're gonna start in the basement and work our way up.
Oh, you want to start with that?
We'll use those for, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That sucks. This is also asbestos, and I'm not surprised.
Yay.
I'm just not surprised. So we can't touch it. Let's not disturb this at all.
The floor. We can still go ahead with the walls and ceiling.
Yeah, just as
Okay.
long as we don't disturb this, we're fine. And see, this is a great example, eh? When they put the tackless in,
Yeah.
all they're doing is throwing those fibers through the air.
Well, look what they did here. They actually chiseled these up, probably to do something with the kitchen here
They
for
did,
tiles.
yeah.
And they actually chiseled these up.
They did. So we can let the contractor know who did this wonderful renovation we're about to fix.
Go to a doctor.
He should,
Yeah.
actually.
Don't be afraid to get dirty, guys. Start anywhere you want. It's a big basement.
We're actually gonna gut this basement. It has been studded with metal studs on the exterior wall, which you know I hate. I don't like minimum code, but there's not even a vapor barrier. So we gotta take it down. The electrical's gotta be exposed. Okay, look at that. And let's just see if that's live. Oh, of course that's live. Yeah, just leave a wire up there, put a hole, somebody will stick their finger up there, and just get a shock. We're gonna find a lot of electrical problems, let me tell you now. No doubt in my mind. You don't want to punch a floor joist. That's not good. I was a floor joist. I love my job. There's a tool. Okay. Here I've got a hidden junction point. So he's running a line. This line goes outside, and outside right here, there's probably a receptacle.
No conduit right through the concrete?
No conduit, no nothing. I mean, that's again, but there's one.
Yeah.
How many will I find in here? Frank's gonna love this. He's gonna love this. Martin.
Hey, Mike.
So what do you think of this one?
Summarize it in one single word.
Sure.
Creative.
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 Actually, I like that word.
There's a lot of stuff here from a plumbing aspect that I would not be able to come up with. Kitchen line that goes around and it connects directly into the laundry sink. Not vented, does not have a trap. I checked this, and this is not even a drain. Like, it's just literally an opening. You cannot even inspect that. I ran a video camera here. The rough-in for the bathroom is totally wrong. The camera can only go so far because the connections and underground plumbing.
Are you seeing a lot of this?
Honestly, yeah. It's a total mess.
Done totally incorrectly by amateur, totally against code.
Pretty much, I'm looking at completely new plumbing in a basement here. To be honest, I'm happy about it because there's so much wrong that's been done here. From a plumbing aspect, I'm going to take care of it all, and I'm going to do it right.
I'm glad you're part of the team. And you know what? I like that saying. You should like maybe trademark that.
Half an hour, guys. But safely.
I think we still kind of blame ourselves for not doing the home inspection right at the beginning. We would have seen all these problems and we would have backed out of this deal.
Oh, wow.
My bad news is, once I move you out, you're gonna be gone for about 3 weeks. I have too much to do, and it's the only way to fix this.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
I didn't even think we were walking down into our basement, to be honest with you.
It's a big mess.
Okay, we really got to jump on this, guys. We have a lot happening today. We have a remediation for all the asbestos tiles and the stuff in the ceiling. So Brian is coming, but first of all, we have Gary coming. He wants to disconnect the furnace for obvious reasons. The asbestos runs below and above that furnace. So we are here to accommodate Gary. So let's get our tools, let's start disconnecting the water tank, helping Gary get the furnace out, and then we're gonna get out of the way for the remediation.
When I was up on the roof, I looked at this side of the roof, and what they had done is because they had a leak. Now, they went up on the roof, and he's just caulked all the rain lines, and you can tell on this side of the house, and we know it's the south side, that it's cupping. So this side is going.
It's really just the south side that's showing earlier signs of wear.
Now we have the shingles off, basically we have a good idea of what we're into in terms of repairing the side of the roof. The boards are in good shape. Couple of spots of leakage. We got some wet wood, but it's not by any means rotten. And then, of course, with the new installation, we'll ice and water shield with a metal drip edge on our perimeter 3 feet, synthetic roofing paper that's going to cover the balance of the roof. Then we install the new shingles.
The reason we take out the basement floor is for one specific reason. We're going to redo the plumbing. If we're going to do all that work down there, we have to do everything properly. That means from the concrete straight up. The existing floor dipped about 2.5 inches into the center drain. I'm not going to build walls on that. I cannot build walls on that. We cannot rely on something that's been done 50 years ago. That's why we rip everything out right from the get-go and do it properly. So guys, in order to expose this one beam, just to make sure that this is structurally proper, we have to take down this ceiling and this ceiling. And at the same time, because they ran pot lights into this ceiling as well, we're going to take down this one as well. How do I fix the beam with crown molding all around? That's plaster. It's impossible to repair a plaster crown molding. Let's rip it down, we'll go new. Let's start fresh, level our ceilings, get new drywall, pot lights. We'll go crisp right from the beginning. Oh my God, you guys. You see what they did here?
It's really bad.
Well, it looks like we're into some structure. So what is this? This is a 2x4 double top plate, which would have been for the existing wall. So they kept that in, put 2x4s up on their edge on that span, thinking that would take it. That works for a doorway. It does not work for a big opening like this. We need at least a 2x8. They're floating over the wall. They're actually floating this structure over top of this wall. Oh my God. I need to see this connection right here. I already know this is wrong. In another 6 months to a year, this would have all started cracking. And you can see that there's no structure even supported here. What they did is they tied in outside of your structure. This is my point load. This is what needs to carry down into the basement to pick up the weight above us. To repair this is actually quite big. I want to get one solid beam from structure to structure on either side to make this opening proper. Without knowing structure, how do you go about changing it? And obviously, they didn't know about structure. This small house, this sure is a big pile of...
Hey, Joe, you want to pass up the fish tape? Got it? Okay, so we're going to end up fishing the lines downstairs so we can refeed the house. We're using the stack here to give us a nice chase straight down. Okay, so this is pretty typical of an older home built in the 50s where you've got old ungrounded lines throughout the home. What ends up happening, people come in and they decide to add a couple of circuits here and there, and they're not adding them right. They're leaving junction boxes wide open. They're adding pot lights. Wiring is nowhere near what it should be, so rewiring the home is always the best bet. This case here, we've got a very, very big advantage. Our ceiling is not here, so nice and easy to run our lines. Here it comes, Dave! Okay, good. Clearly, we've got ungrounded lines that are in this box, and someone decided to add the pot lights as we see. So again, the lipstick and mascara make the house look pretty. They clearly just simply took the line from this 2-gang box, pulled the plate off so you can see my hand coming through here, and then from here, if you follow the wire, they got brand new cable that goes into a brand new switch that would simply turn on and turn off the pot lights. Not grounded, which most insurance companies won't even insure. Total stupidity, but it looked good. So at this point here, how much time would it take to try to correct this? Start from the beginning and just rewire.
So the plumbers have started. I want them to continue today. Okay, but in order for us to do our jobs today too, we got to get this all in the basement. It's a crappy job, but we got to get it in today. It's helping to support the pipes and obviously to get our concrete in at a future date, okay?
I'm very happy that actually all this has been removed. The basement's been gutted because I can actually start from scratch. I'm doing all the water lines, I'm doing all the drains, I'm doing literally everything brand new. So not only are we improving the inside of the house, but we're also improving the outside just to make sure that the homeowner doesn't run into any problems. This is where the main sanitary line actually exits and connects with the municipality. So while I'm at it and have all the basement exposed, I noticed that I have a 1/2-inch copper line coming into the house. 1/2 inch is no longer code. I'm going to install a new 3/4-inch copper water service. Again, that will not only bring the water line up to code, but it will also improve the pressure and the water flow in the house.
Ready to go down there?
Absolutely, let's do it.
All right, let's go.
So guys, we have a really big day. This is the day we've sort of been waiting for. We got our framing up. We have the trifecta of trades coming today, running all the wires, getting the rest of the plumbing done for the laundry room, for the bathroom. Gary putting the furnace in today. So what do we have to do? Bulkheads, drywall today. Let's keep out of the trades way. Busy day down here. We'll be upstairs, okay?
I think the most important part of a job of this size is planning. And then once planning is accomplished and things are laid out properly, the rest of the project will run smoothly. It's just a matter of being able to work together in one room, give each other some space, and work as one friendly, happy family. Right, Gary?
We get rid of the plumber and the electrician, we'll be all right. It's always HVAC. HVAC is always more important. You can always go to the bathroom outside. We got all the plumbing on this side of the house. We got all the HVAC on this side of the house. So it takes a lot of working together, figuring stuff out. We're trying not to build any bulkheads anywhere. We want to try to keep everything open. I got the biggest stuff here. My pipes are the biggest. So it's a matter of figuring out where they got to go and working together with the plumber. It's going to be like a brand new house. These guys won the lottery. They're going to save on hydro, save on gas. They're going to be warm. They're going to have air circulation throughout the house. It's going to look good. They'll definitely be happy.
Okay, guys, we're ready for this. First order of business, let's get a measurement for our first beam. I want to make the beams right here, okay? We've had to do a lot of work to get to this point. Right now, we have a temporary wall up. Above us, we have ceiling joists that scissored across both the beams. Now, when we decided to move the wall this way, which was a fantastic idea that Mike had, this means we had to extend the old joists out. So we had to replace the old joists with new joists, extending them further out over top of the new structured beam. There she goes, boys, nice. So guys, get it flush, get it level, attach it, get your clips on immediately, okay? That's our first beam, boys, very nice. Is that in?
Should be close, yeah.
Let's get rid of this eyesore. I can now take down my temporary supports. I properly have my ceiling joists supported with my new beam. Unbelievably, this is the old support. This right here is what their so-called beam was attached to, holding up the rafters. That's a lot of weight to toenail with 2 screws into this so-called header. And that's how easily they come out.
We're putting vapor barrier around the insulated pot lights. It's just to protect from heat escaping into the attic.
So you two, I might as well keep you on mudding all day. By the time you guys are done meshing this, I'll have drywall up. You guys just keep going. We can hopefully get 2 coats on this. We'll nail this sucker today. All yours, bud. Very nice.
The blue drywall is mold and mildew resistant, so it's great in the basements. If it's a little bit damp, if you get a little bit of water leakage or anything like that, it's not gonna wreck the whole thing. It'll give you that bit of time to dry it up, clean it up, and not worry about mold starting to grow, because mold starts to grow pretty quick.
Basically rewired the house, so this panel here won't accommodate all the wiring, and then there won't be any spares left if we had left this particular panel. This is a 24 circuit, the new one's gonna be a 30. Everything's up to date, up to code, and the way that the power will be distributed through the breakers will be right up to code as well.
Now, there was a lot of problems in this attic, a lot. First of all, we had to suck out all the old insulation. It had some moisture in it, it was breaking down, it was basically not doing its job anymore. So our goal here is to achieve an R50. So what we've done is we've added spray foam. We've done a 1-inch butter coat throughout the whole thing, giving it a vapor barrier and an insulation value, tying in any gaps, and then adding another layer of blown-in insulation and bringing it up to an R50. They're gonna save on their heating costs, and it's the way I would do my house.
Well, this drywall has just been sanded, so you want to get all the dust off if you can. It's just one more layer of stuff in between the wall and the primer that's not going to help with the adhesion of the primer. The problem with using a sponge or something wet is that you might actually take the compound off or damage it. So I just like a dry broom.
The floor was actually in good shape before. It was actually a 3/8 oak, original to the house. It could have had one more sanding, but the problem is because of the patchwork, the unevenness, it wasn't feasible. This will last the lifetime of the house, whereas the other stuff may have been replaced in another 5 years.
Well, we're dead on the money right there, man. Let's leave it there. Okay, we're sunk. All we have to do, I want a filler strip over here, okay? Get our countertop in, cut the hole for the sink, get the sink in, Martin hooks up, we're done. Nice job.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
This is awesome.
We both realized after the first 3 weeks that nothing had been done properly. And that's when we really started to get worried. So when he ended up contacting Mike, we knew that it would be done right. I think when we walk in, it'll feel like our home.
Well, this is what I call down to the wire. The trades are finishing up. We've got the bulk of the work done. 95% is done. We're putting in lights today. We have Frank's guys here today putting in some lights, some switches. We have painters here today, painting the upstairs, painting the downstairs. We have carpet today. Carpet's going in the basement, right up the stairs. We have the shower, glass coming in today. We have John. John is actually gonna get some soil down. Just cleaning up the front yard, getting it seeded, getting it ready for spring, because spring's almost here and it's almost time for these people to come home.
Well, once the work is all done, I think as soon as we drive into our driveway, I'm probably gonna smile just like I am now, which feels good.
It's definitely gonna be a relief to know that we're walking into a home that's been completely fixed and, you know, we don't have anything else to worry about.
Welcome home.
Thank you.
Yeah. Benafsha, how you doing, my dear?
Good, how are you?
You looking good? How you been?
Good.
When's the last time I saw you?
About a month ago.
About a month ago.
Yeah.
So you've been out of the house for about a month, and I'm very sorry about that, but
That's
something tells
okay.
me you're gonna be somewhat happy of what we've done here. We had Steve, our roofer, replace this whole side of the roof. He's happy with the rest, new vents. Well, are you excited to see the inside?
Yes.
Me too.
Are you excited?
It's freezing out here. Of course I am.
Well, let's go inside.
All right.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow, let's just come in.
Oh my
Relax
goodness.
a minute.
Wow, this is awesome.
So we determined once we started taking it down that all they did was cut open the wall, put in a couple of 2x4s, took out structure, and your ceiling was sinking down. So that means everything in here was gutted. Now all new ceiling joists went in to span over, sister up to the other ones for structure, carrying a new beam right across from this side to this side, and carrying the load of the new beams that we put in place.
Oh, this is
This
fantastic.
is good, yeah. I love that little, that's nice.
You like the open? We call it an open window.
Open window, I love it. It's nice. Kind of keeps it separate.
Yeah.
Now with that obvious,
New floors.
Yeah, I know. Wow.
Because once you start moving things, you can't repair the floor. It's old, it was terrible, it was squeaky, so we brought in, this is an engineered oak. I like it. Do you like it?
Beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah.
Talk about a house flip.
Yeah.
Talk about flipping me out. Because that's exactly what it does, is it flips me out.
They did a lot more than I expected.
It's a good feeling to know that everything's been done and he's exceeded all of our expectations by far.
So this is the redesign, including all new ductwork in your house, all new electrical, all new plumbing, literally, and new laundry room, new furnace room, new bathroom. So let's take a look at your laundry room.
This is awesome.
Your house was completely rewired by Frank. You gotta love him, because we didn't have a choice. New panel, completely new wired, and passed by ESA, Electrical Safety Authority. Fantastic. But before all this, we actually pulled up all the concrete floor in your basement. All new plumbing. So then spray foam throughout the whole basement after doing all the electrical and plumbing, and then nothing but mold-resistant drywall.
Fantastic.
You ready to see more?
Yes.
Come on. So actually, it's still really big.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
All new trim, all new everything, and it's still nice and roomy, isn't it?
Still nice and open,
So the idea was to take that center area, do your laundry room, do your bathroom. And if you notice, we try not to do too many boxes. The only bulks we have here, bulkheads, is where your beams were.
Yeah.
And we took advantage for all the runs of the ductwork. No kitchen, because I'm not turning it into a legal apartment. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to break the code laws here.
Right.
I really want to show your bathroom.
I really want to see the bathroom.
Let's see. Should we go furnace room and then bathroom?
Furnace room is a good idea.
Let's go to the furnace room.
All right.
I'm gonna hold off on the bathroom. Come on. Now let's take a look at your brand new mechanical room. So again, all new plumbing, proper drainage. Look at your gas line. This is, like, talk about an assembly. Gary is just an incredible guy. Not to mention Martin, all the new piping we put in place.
Well, this is good. This is good. It's nice and organized. And
I don't think we'll sell this house ever.
That's good to hear. Yeah. All right, now I'm gonna show you your bathroom. You ready?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Remember, it's just a little toilet and sink, right?
Okay.
That's all it is. But you might want to sell your upstairs bathroom.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
And this one actually works, by the way.
Wow.
We can come take showers down here. Oh, wow, that's nice.
Nice tile.
Yeah, that's really nice tiles.
Nice and simple, but it looks really good, eh?
Yes, it looks fantastic.
You even got a low flush toilet. This is really an efficient toilet.
This is what guys will really love, though.
Oh, that's cool.
It doesn't slam shut.
It doesn't slam.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, this is really beautiful.
So how much do you think this would have cost you to do?
Probably about well over 100 grand.
You're very good at that. It's about $150,000 worth of work.
Wow.
I'm happy. The guys did a great job, and you can come move home.
Thank you.
Thank you. We honestly, I don't know how to thank you guys.
Well,
This has been a lot of work, a lot.
Yeah.
We really do appreciate it. Well, I want to give you guys a hug, but he's just too tall. I don't think my arms
There
are
we go. See, I can get down there. No
Thank
worries.
you so much. Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you.
I feel fantastic about all the changes that they've made. You know, I think now for at least the next 20 to 30 years, we won't have anything to worry about in this house. So I'm really excited.
So you learned something.
Yeah, of course we did.
The next time you buy a house.
Yeah.
Do the inspection.
Hi. How you doing on your kid visit?
Now this is the life, guys. We can watch everyone work.
I'm almost done, MJ.
Good job, guys.
Thank you so much,
Amazing
guys,
job,
for
guys.
everything that you've done, all the hard work. Thank you.